Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here. We are on Nessus in Watcher's Grave. It is Friday, so Xur has arrived. Now, as for a special time as well, the Last Word podcast that I record normally Friday mornings, we do have a special time for this one, and it's going to be starting in literally an hour from when I'm recording this. So the start time is going to be 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Central. So if you guys do want to catch the Last Word podcast, tune in on twitch.tv/Ebontis. And we've got a great guest today coming in as well. So let's see what Xur has, and hope to see you all on the podcast. Alright, so don't forget to buy your exotic engram last time before we get into Season of the Worthy. So if you're looking to still work on completing collections, it is a great way to do it. Now the next piece is the gear. First, we start off Prometheus lens, and shout out to the guy on Twitter I saw who has 1 million kills, I think it's PvE kills, with Prometheus lens. You must love this gun. It's not bad. I don't know if it's 1 million kills worthy, but shout out to the person who has 1 million kills, man or woman, I don't care. That's crazy dedication to one gun. We've got Prismatic Inferno for the main perk. Fires a solar trace beam and generates a damaging heat field that grows while the weapon continues to fire. So you'll actually notice when you start firing, it's got a little kind of a spherical kind of contact point when it actually makes, contact with an enemy. And the longer you hold it, especially on an enemy with a lot of health, the bigger it gets. So it's actually really cool to watch, especially if we put that thing on a boss. It's kind of fun, but 1 million kills, that's still crazy. I'll show you guys. I'll put the Twitter up here right now so you guys can see it for a second too. Other perk is going to be Flame Refraction. Kills with this weapon return a fraction of the ammo used to the magazine from reserves, extending the beam's duration. So if you are, trying to keep this thing growing and stuff like that, and there's a lot of enemies around, you can also continue to fire at those enemies as it just continues to pull ammo into that magazine from your reserves and keep firing that beam. It's not going to last forever long unless you just have like 6,000 thrall to kill. But generally it is actually a pretty cool weapon to use. Fun to mess around with, and again, there's only so many trace rifles. So if you don't have this one yet, maybe you don't. You're newer. It's a decent one. Definitely pick this one up. You don't want to miss out. For the hunters, we've got the Lucky Pants. The main perk here is Illegally Modded Holster. Precision hits load 1 round to the chamber of stowed hand cannons. Hand cannons ready faster and are more accurate immediately after swapping to them. So this is very much hand cannon based. Nice thing is we do have a void affinity on this set of hand cannons. So you've got hand cannon scavenger, and you've also got hand cannon dexterity. So that at least is actually a reasonable combination of rolls. Now the stats, I know they're not good. Depending on if your stats are decent on other stuff, you could at least try this thing out. When it comes to PvP, handling, better accuracy, and ready faster, if you're in a PvP setting especially, that speed is really important. Less so in a PvE setting, but PvP, if you are a hand cannon person and you are a hunter, now I'm not going to say they're the best exotic. There are ones that are definitely going to be better, especially with all the changes we've got coming. But pretty much here, if you like hand cannons, try them out. Could be a lot of fun. Well, in a fitting way to send out the Season of Dawn, we've got the Helm of Saint 14 with the perk Starless Night. Enemies that enter Ward of Dawn are blinded, while allies that pass through gain an overshield. Guarding with Sentinel Shield blinds nearby enemies. So this is the Saint 14 exotic. Still pretty cool. Nice way to get a cool send-off to Saint 14, even with Xur. Again, we do have a Void affinity here, so same weapons, typically good PvE weapons. You've got grenades, hand cannons, scouts, sidearms, and snipers, so a good mix of PvE options. But the biggest thing is just that Ward of Dawn blinding enemies. There are points where you are in a kind of tough spot, and if you can actually put your Ward of Dawn on and also make sure nothing's going to really hit you inside. Like, there will be thrall that kind of leap through and get a swipe, but as soon as they pass through and land like that swipe, they're blinded and they're just kind of staggering around like they're drunk. So it's a cool way to kind of keep yourself alive, especially if you're being, mobbed by a lot of enemies. It'll slow those down as well, keep everything kind of manageable in a small little section. And then, of course, with Sentinel Shield, if anything runs through, blinds them as well if you're holding that out for damage for your allies. So not a bad exotic. Again, exotics seem to go up and down. Ward of Dawn, not bad, but I don't see this one usually being as much of an issue. But hey, next season, maybe we'll need it. Still a cool one if you don't have it. Not a bad thing to have. It is set on Void, so we'll be able to switch that later on. But again, base stats, not the greatest. Perk itself, kind of cool with Ward of Dawn. Alright, Guardians, so the final one we've got for the Warlocks is the Apotheosis Veil. Now, one thing they do state in the patch that's going to be coming next week, basically the start of Season of Dawn, they have some exotic changes, and this is one of them. They said this exotic is now guaranteed to drop. Again, pulling from collections gets you like the base low-level stats. But if you do get this in the future, it will have a minimum of 16 intellect to it because intellect is a main piece to the super. Main reason is, perk is called Insatiable. Immediately regenerate health, melee, grenade, and rift energy upon activating your super. Nearby allies recharge class abilities faster. It seems like that one's just all the time. So if you're playing with nearby allies and wearing this, they're going to be getting their class abilities up faster and faster and faster. So that's a good thing for other people. And then when you cast your super, especially if you do something like Well of Radiance, getting everything back, it's not like the perfect thing to go with Well of Radiance, but that would be the principle of like, hey, I'm going to cast this thing. Cool, I got all my health back. But also, you know, you're in a PvP match and you want to make sure you get your health back before you go into a fight. Hey, I want to cast Ward of Dawn, or, you know, why can't I not? I'm thinking. The one with the flaming swords, since I'm completely blanking, you guys can correct me down in the comments below. Say you want to go cast a super and go on a team, you at least know you're going to go in with full health. You could even throw a grenade out there as well. So, all in all, it's just basically going to refill everything when you cast your super, class abilities for your class ability energy for your allies as well. Not bad. And in the future, if you get this as a drop, plus 16 to intellect at a minimum, that'll be nice to see as well. And this pretty much wraps up the week. So over the weekend, I'll probably still be streaming. I'm trying to finish up collecting some bounties. I'm not trying to go for trials flawless or anything. I just had started collecting bounties and I just figured I'd give it a shot. So you can collect some bounties. That seems like the biggest thing. Pinnacles aren't going to matter that much because light level's up to 1,000. So pinnacles from this season are going to get blown away pretty quickly. So bounties will help you with, you know, your season pass and your artifact and things of that nature. But I hope you guys do tune into the Last Word podcast. Again, that thing is kicking off here in about 45 minutes. And it will be on my Twitch channels, twitch.tv/Ebontis. That link is below in the description. So if you catch that, tune in. Usually it goes for a couple hours. So even if you catch this a little bit later, you'll still be able to jump in live. Otherwise, the videos will be up as well later on this evening or maybe tomorrow morning. So thank you all very much. Have a great one. And you guys are awesome. I'll see you soon.